Hello aspirants, welcome to our channel DISC Civil Services in Detail. First of all, happy Lori and happy Bogi to you and your family members. Today's important topics from The Hindu from exam point of view, especially we are going to discuss the crux of these current affairs and outline and highlights of the current affairs. We are not discussing in detail every topic here. We are just highlighting the important current affairs from today's newspaper from both digital version, and we are explaining the way how to pick the topics and how to present answer writing for those topics. So after this, we will be covering each and every topic individually and we will be posting in our channel so that it will be easy for you. Instead of sitting for more than 45 minutes or 1 hour continuously to attend the current affairs classes, which may not be feasible and which may not be helpful for many aspirants, we are doing each and every topic individually. Likewise, first we will be covering all these topics in 8 to 10 minutes. It's a kind of highlights of the Hindu, and next we are doing in detailed analysis and in-depth analysis of the each topic, like the editorials, the question and answers, the interview sessions, international affairs and national affairs, and economy point of view, economic perspectives and important topics from environmental perspective, like this. uh, let's begin the session, and today's quote of the day is this is what we felt really applicable and really motivational. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. It's a kind of giving a thought to be like giving your day the best you can. And coming to the important topics of the 13, today's 13 Jan 2025. So these are the editorials. I always suggest to go through the editorials, which gives a immense knowledge of analysis. Apart from building content, it gives a strong observation analysis, and most importantly it gives a state of mind where you can connect the topics from introduction to conclusion. The way the scholars and the professors present their answers, it's like giving them a flow, a continuous flow of the topic where A to Z they cover, and in the final conclusion they cover with a wonderful conclusion part. Here they give wonderful way forward. From here they start each and every article whenever it is appearing in editorial, and you feel like if it is very much important from exam point of view, without any hesitation you have to make a note of editorials. You have to bring that crux into at least 10 lines and make a note in your current affairs notebook. That's a sincere suggestions to the ones who are really trying to give their best in the upcoming exam, because UPSC test not only your content, also it tests your analysis and your capability, your thinking, your observations and your way of approach. I mean, it's your approach towards the challenges. So that's you can not build in overnight, it takes definitely lots of time, and editorials are the ones which give a wonderful support system to your answers. And today's articles, there are two articles about data protection rules. As I already suggested in the very title itself, we are doing a crux of the Hindu as well as how to connect them for answer writing. See, editorials always it's like highly important in different perspectives. Like editorials are the one which gives content, keywords, and most important analysis, observations, and particularly A to Z recent updates of that particular topic. You can check it out in your editorials. So along with the current affairs analysis, go through the editorials and make a note of the important topics and write the crux in at least 10 lines. And next topics which are, see, these 100 years ago, 50 years ago, I always tell these are facts which can be again helpful for writing good answers in essays plus mains GS. And whenever you are writing something related to historical background of the topic, you can quote these as a facts or examples. Very much helpful. But they should be definitely again relevant. It should not be like just you are writing for the sake of writing. The topic should be definitely relevant. Reforms needed in MEA, of course, because we are building a strong foreign policies. Recently, we heard a lot of diplomatic relations and bilateral ties and strategic relations. India is trying a lot of starting a lot of initiatives, and where it is focusing on different initiatives, like it's focusing on energy, it's focusing on defense, it focusing on having technology transfer with other nations, and it is also focusing on building strong maritime security. Especially it is focusing on global south, it is focusing on Indian Ocean region. And see, nowadays we are focusing a lot on like Vishwamitra policy. Initially we did a few modules related to Vishwaguru, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and now it's about Vishwamitra policy, where we are trying ourselves to build as a strong nation, global leader, as we are thriving to build ourselves very strong and achieving Vikasit Bharat by 2047. So, for that, we are focusing not only building ourselves, అంటే apart from building ourselves internally, we are focusing on external developments too, where we are focusing on neighborhood first policy. This is highly again important. Neighborhood first policy, Vishwamitra first policy, having strong ties with the nations and having strong strategic relations, and most importantly, we are focusing on USSC membership too. So, for all these things, we definitely need to have a strong Ministry of External Affairs which have the capability and which should meet the demands of the new era. So, that is what this article is all talking about. We will be discussing in detail in the coming sessions. And this is all about Andhra Pradesh new capital Amravati. We are going to discuss, as if you are planning to write APPSC, it's definitely important. And if the people who are writing UPSC also should have what's happening in other states. And yes, this is about energy sector and relations between EU, US, global, how this Trump's solution to bridge EU's trade deficit. See, there's a lots of discussion on energy, there's a lots of discussion on US, there's lots of discussions on EU. How these nations are building themselves strong and what these nations are doing for India, and how is India having bilateral relations and multilateral relations, and what is India's energy stand. All these things are highly important. So whenever you are doing any IR perspective, see how that nation is building that particular perspective, or how that nation is working strong in that area. For example, it's energy or tourism or economy or trade or something related to education or something related to health. So you should check it out what that nation is doing particularly in those sectors and how it will be helpful for India. And apart from that, how India is working strong to build these sectors strong within India, and how India is maintaining these global relations and global tie-ups. See, always people, nations, especially those delegates from nations say, India always is like a first responder. History repeats, history says that India is always a first responder. Recently, Mauritius government said that, Sri Lankan government said that, and many US delegates said that. See, it's because of the great nature of the India saying. That's what we are saying. We are like Vishwaguru, as well as we are thriving towards developing that with the Vishwamitra policy. And during pandemic also, whenever something emergency, whenever any situations happen anywhere in India, whether on its national or international level, we are the one who first responds. That's the greatness of our nation. Yes, so what are the other topics? Let's see. An unlikely mystery study shed new light on how genes are made. Okay, genes are made. Okay, see, these are the topics which we chosen from the digital version. Highly important again from exam point of view. So whatever comes under SNT perspective, it is relevant, and we feel like yes, this is highly probable topic and gonna appear in exam. We'll definitely add that slide. So it will give few synopsis which will be very much important for writing your wonderful mains answers so that you can score extraordinary marks. We will be discussing this topic in detail. Just I'm giving a crux of the highlights of the topics. Yes. See, recently we did this experiment and it is successful. This is C60. And what is C59? Can anyone comment below? C59. This is C60, SpadeX. This is for the purpose of docking, and this is the advanced level of attempt. And what about the C59? What is the C59 is all about? Just comment in the section. See, whenever you are doing something related to space or environment, check it out. See, here we are talking about SpadeX. It is C60. Okay. So what is C59? Okay. What will be the future missions other than Chandrayaan 4, other than Gaganyaan, other than Bharatiya Antariksha Station, Antariksha Station, which is ahead, which is the main target of 2025. So, what are the other projects in 2025 ISRO is planning to launch as new chairman recently appointed? So, you just check it out. Apart from the doing current topic, connect it with the past current affairs and future aspirations and achievements of that particular sector. Okay, so Los Angeles fires growing despite efforts to contain. This is highly important. It again comes under environmental perspective, disaster management perspective, natural calamities perspective, and these wildfires and all highly important. See, we see these kind of situations in northeastern regions also, and how can we control them? What are the causes? What are the challenges? And what are the measures taken to control these? And what are these kind of any are there any kind of recent evidence or incidents happened anywhere other than or elsewhere in national or international space? Just check it out. So it's like giving a revision kind of. We will be discussing about this also in detail. Naregas. Yes, this is highly important. In the last few days, sorry, you might have heard a lot about Narega because this is the highest and largest program and high probable always for UPSC. This is the highest probable topic and UPSC always frames a question on this. So now this particular topic is about Chenchus and their low participation and all these things. So here you have to check it out from these tribe. Okay, these tribes, their location and their lifestyle. Apart from that, highlights of Nerega. So it is a 100-day work program to the unskilled labor. So what are the features of this Nerega? Which ministry handles? What is the funding agency? And why it is in use since last 1 month with different reasons. Some said funds are being misused. Some said Aadhaar link is must. Some said there are lots of drawbacks and pros and cons are there. And when there was news about this Manmohan Singh ji, there was also lots of discussion about this, where this particular scheme was launched for the upliftment of the rural poor. So, what can be done so that it will be helpful for the beneficiaries and those who really deserve to be under this scheme? So, having that minimum income and minimum basic needs can be survived kind of. So, apart from that, check it out. What are the Chenchu's lifestyle, their locations, their occupations, and their matrilineal and patrilineal relations, and what are the major art forms of these people? Are they comes under PVTGs or denotified tribes or semi-notified tribes kind of. So check out this status too. And apart from that, check it out. What are the articles and what are the acts and what are the schedules dealing with these tribes. So it's a kind of doing revision. Ante along with current affairs, you must be doing that thorough analysis. I hope I'm clear. And the next topic is about Mahakumbh begins today with Shahi Snan. This gonna be a high probable definitely in many perspectives. This is gonna huge event after 144 years. So check it out from the environmental perspective, cultural perspective, economical perspective, geographical perspective. It's a kind of bringing these indigenous tradition to. See, there's an article where they were talking about using the Miyawaki technique. They are planting trees so that these, particularly these areas with high population or high crowd can be having a proper wind, I mean what it's called atmosphere, having peaceful pleasant atmosphere, having this fresh air and all. And there are lots of initiatives taking help of AI and technology. There's a lots of new initiatives taking place so that these Kumbh Mela can be handled properly. So, what are the ministries engaged? What are the events happening? How they are managing this huge crowd? All this gonna be like a lesson, and you should be very aware of these kind of events and these challenges and measures, because once you become an bureaucrat, you definitely has to take care of or handle these kind of incidents. So, how you gonna act? uh, that's you build from here, and understand how these bureaucrats and politicians and policy makers are bringing everything to the doorsteps and helping the people, helping the pilgrims, everyone. And check it out the religious perspective too. See, we are going to discuss a very thorough details of analysis of this Mahakumbh Mela, because this is gonna high probable topic. Jaishankar said to attend Trump's oath taking. Yes, this is going to definitely important, as India US relations definitely will be in news, and youth power will make India a developed nation. See, when Pravasi Bharatiya Divas they celebrated another Youth Pravasi Bharatiya Divas also. They said about it's a huge contribution from diaspora. Even the theme was like contribution to the diaspora, contribution to the Vikasit Bharat. So theme itself speaks. It's a loud noise. It's a kind of giving a strong message that how diaspora is very much important. So here they have given a special importance to youth and demographic dividend of the nation. Recent observations and recent contribution from Indians youth, especially in sports, in skill development, in IT sector and in services, we can observe that how Indians are achieving a lot. And recent Satya Nadella's contribution for AI infrastructure is another such example. So all this speaks about Indian youth, especially youth power, is supporting a lot for India and to make itself a strong, a global leader kind of. That is one area we will be focusing. Yes, India, US, Sonobai. See, already we discussed we are having strong maritime relations and we are focusing a lot on maritime security and maritime operations and all these things. So, this particularly Sonoba is a very important development in the field of it's a kind of defense cooperation and highly important. We will be discussing this too. And what is the next topic? Yes, these facts are very much important. Make a note of all these topics and write it down in your notes.